It's my privilege today to call this contest to order. This is the Division Chief, Humorous and Tabletop. You all have your agendas. They will be calling out the speakers in order. So you can use this to write down their names so you know who's going to be speaking next and who they are. With that, I would like to introduce our contest chair, Patrick Locke.
Well, is everybody glad they're here? I am so proud to see such a great turnout. It's fantastic. We're going to have some fun today. That's why we're here. A speech contest is to help everybody raise their game. It's not about competing with somebody. It's about having fun. It's about doing your best. And you cannot compete in a contest like this or any other and not gain something from it. All of us will gain something from this day. So I welcome everybody here, and I just encourage you all to have a fun time. We've got a very special Toastmaster with us today that is going to sing our national anthem. Jennifer Hicks is representing Speakers with Spirit, and she is a veteran also. And she's going to do our national anthem, a cappella. Would everybody please rise? Jennifer.
To thine own self be true. You cannot be true to any other man if you can't be true to thyself. That is a paraphrase because Dennis had an app for that, and Collins County Lawless decided to cut me off. But it is true. To thine own self be true. If you can't be true to yourself, you can be true to no other man. And I think that is an awesome way for a person to live their life. I'd like to start this up. We would all stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I'd like to introduce you to a Toastmaster who has been a Toastmaster for only 37 months. During that time, he has served as Area Chief Judge, Vice President of Membership, Sergeant at Arms, Mentor, Club Coach, Club President, and Area Governor. That's a mouthful. Last year, as Area 83 Governor, he led the Oahu Toastmasters to distinguished status as a Club Coach. As Area 83 Governor, he saw 4 out of 5 clubs in the Area 83 achieve distinguished status, 3 of which achieved presidential distinguished status. This effort allowed Area 83 to achieve selected distinguished status. He completed the year by achieving distinguished Toastmaster status. Since July 1st, he has been serving as the Northern Division Director. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, please welcome Division Director John Lawless.
Welcome to Longview. This is our first contest in this building. I certainly hope it will not be the last that we have here. Great building, great sound, good food, great people. This is the ingredients for a great day today. But for me to stand up here and give you the impression that I did it all would be a lie. And we at Toastmasters, we're supposed to be good communicators, and part of that, we shouldn't lie. So I want to introduce to you my team that makes my job so very easy. Area 81 Director Colleen Smith. Area 82 Director Darren Class. Area 83 Director Dennis B. Hill. District 84 Director and Contest Chair Patrick Locke. At the start of the year, I created a new position called Division Public Relations Officer. Ladies and gentlemen, John Anderson, our division. We are running a little bit behind, so it's my job to try and make up some of that time. So I'm going to step away from the platform here. You'll see me come back at the end when we hand out awards, but right now, let me turn it on over to Patrick Locke, our contest chair, and let him get things started. Thank you all for being here.
Table topics contest, and to do that is going to be Colleen Smith. Colleen, come on up.
Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay, we will get right into it. We have 7 table topics contestants competing today, and for those of you who have your lovely agenda with little blanks next to the contestant order, I am here to tell you that order. not going to spell out the names or go very slow because you also have a handy little list of their full names. So just by first name. Our first contestant is Alexis Mason. Our second contestant is Megan Slaker. Our third contestant is LaMunyon. Our fourth contestant is Chris Usinger. Our fifth contestant is Drennan. Our sixth contestant is Kathleen Sykora. And our seventh and final contestant is Teresa Hsiao. Which one?
The list real quick.
Okay, Alexis, Megan, Don, Chris, Guy, Kathleen, and Teresa. You got it, Ellen? Ellen, do you want to make any announcements before we get going?
Please turn off your cell phones.
Okay, very important stuff. The process for the Table Topics contest is they'll come in one by one in the order that I just gave you, and I will say their name, the topic, and the topic and the name, and then they are off. And then after they do their little mini 1 to 2 minute speech, we have 1 minute of silence so that the judges can fill out their ballots. You getting your phone off? Okay, good. I ask you that you please remain silent during this 1 minute so that the judges can concentrate. If you need to use the restroom, please do it within that minute and don't disturb the contestants as they go. And then once we're all done, we have an unlimited amount of time in silence for the judges to finish their ballots. And then once the ballots are collected, I believe we go to a break. Does that sound good? Is everyone ready? Our Sergeant-at-Arms for the Table Topics is Susan, and so she will take every contestant except for Alexis Mason outside, and I mean literally outside, so that they can't hear me. So if all the other contestants could go outside, and if Alexis, you could come up to the stage with me. Alexis Mason. Diversity. Diversity, Alexis Mason.
Madam Table Topics, fellow Toastmasters and friends. When most of us hear the word diversity, we think ethnicity. I don't necessarily just consider ethnicity when I'm thinking diversity. Diversity is a factor in our entire society. We are diverse in our ages. If you don't believe me, look around even in here at this microcosm of the Northern Division. We have diversity in our opinion. If you don't believe me, check out what's going on the world stage, on the political stage. No matter what stage you care to look at, you will see a diversity of opinion. We have a diversity in likes and dislikes. I'm all over chocolate. Dave, not so much. Better for me. We have diversity in our talents, the blessings that we've been given. We have diversity in the way we express those blessings back to our communities. Within Toastmasters, we have been richly blessed by the relationships that we formed, the friendships that we've made locally or all over the world because of this organization. And yet, when you attend an international convention, you will see political enemies sitting next to each other in the great halls and learning to communicate with one another in ways that are effective beyond what they will find when they go home. I love Toastmasters for the diversity it brings into our lives and enriches us in so many ways. Diversity all the way, baby. And here.
Madam and Sergeant. Timers, may we have 1 minute of silence? Thank you. Our next contestant is Slaker. Diversity. Diversity, Slaker. I am a scientist. And you might not think that's diversity, but to me, it is. Because a scientist isn't just somebody that stays in a lab and plays with pipettes and mixes chemicals and has the goggles and a lab coat, maybe even the hazmat suit. But a scientist is somebody that has to have a diverse knowledge and a diverse skill set. Part of what I do as a scientist is sharing my research with other people. It's being able to talk to people that come from a diverse background, whether they're a scientist or somebody that barely passed general biology. I should be able to explain what I do and why my work is important to them. Yes, I also work in the lab, and I have a diverse background of techniques that I use in that lab. I work in a neuroscience lab, and I study learning and memory. You want to talk about a diverse area? It's how we learn and how we remember things. Interestingly enough, also how we forget things. But that's something that everyone, regardless of their background, can relate to. And I think that's what part of diversity is as well, is being able to relate all of the differences together to have some aspect of cohesiveness, whether it's in people, whether it's in a skill set, whether it's in a career. Diversity is everywhere, and it's something that I think we should all work very hard to incorporate into our lives. Madam Toastmaster. Timers, can we have 1 minute for the judges? Dennis, can you bring the next contestant in? Our third contestant is LaMunyon. Diversity. Diversity, LaMunyon.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, if there are guests here, diversity Diversity is an interesting word, is it not? Because it can refer to all kinds of different things. There's diversity in people. We know that. I can see that looking up at the audience right now. There's diversity in plant life, diversity in animal life. Our world is a world of diversity. That's the natural state. It's the natural state of the universe. There's diversity in the universe, the planets, the galaxies, and it goes on, and asteroids, lots of diversity. But the question is, do we want diversity in our communities? I think so. I think we do want diversity. I think we want diversity, and we should accept diversity. On the other hand, I think there needs to be unity as well. We need to be unified in common purposes and common goals. And what are some of those goals? They can be anything from self-improvement to protection of our communities and having good schools and clean water and all of those things. I think we need to be united. So diversity is a good thing. But if all we are is diverse, then I think we miss a very important thing. There's a saying that goes something like this: a house divided against itself cannot stand. And so if we're not united in goals and in purpose and values and things of that nature, then the house, whatever house we build, it's going to disintegrate and crumble, because there's going to be conflict and bickering and all kinds of things going on. So diversity is great. I'm all for it. But at the same time, a unified country, unified state, and unified communities and families are just as important. Madam Toastmaster.
Timers, may we have 1 minute?
Take care of this thing.
Our fourth table topics contestant is Chris Usinger. Diversity. Diversity, Chris Usinger.
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests, thank you for coming. Diversity is such an important part of our society today. First of all, we need to be an extremely great example to our young people, not only in high schools, grade schools, and colleges. I know for a fact that the Washington State University, where both my children graduated, are the exemplary example of accepting diversity into their programs. Because when you apply to the colleges and the universities, you have to write a statement of why you want to go to the institution. And they really, really want diversity. First of all, it brings many more flavors into our society. And I've met so many different people from different cultures and countries just because I work at Oregon Sciences Health University in Portland. Not only the people that I work under, but the people that I work with, they're all from different countries. from the Philippines, from India, the researchers there, from China, from all over the world. And I can tell you that not only do I enjoy them on a daily basis, but we have lunches together. Just yesterday, we had a great day where everyone brought in an ethnic food from their country. So lunch was wonderfully different and fun. Plus you save money when you don't have to go out and pay for lunch down there at the waterfront. So if you ever want to experience diversity, come to our dental school. It's down by the waterfront now. And come meet all of the wonderful people that I work with. And join in on the diversity that makes us a wonderful world to be in. Thank you.
Our fifth table topics contestant is Drennan. Diversity. Diversity, Drennan.
I love a one-word topic. And just go any direction that you like. Which direction would I like to go today? Certainly diversity has a buzz about it these days. It's in all the papers and on all the news stations about diversity, equality, rights, emotional issues that are getting everyone charged up. The Amazon's full of diversity. The forests in the Northwest are full of diversity. It all works together if we could just leave it alone. You know, the systems that have been put in place for everyone to use and for all of us to take advantage of are already here. And deep inside us, we know what they are. We just have to act on our instincts. We can work together without harming each other. We can support each other in a spirit of giving and equality, honoring diversity in its many forms. Take advantage of what's been placed here for us already. We don't have to tinker too much. Let's just leave well enough alone. Get some basic agreements in place and take it from there. I think deep inside we all know what those kind of are already. You know, I may not agree with what you're doing, but I certainly don't determine that you should or shouldn't do it, because that's not my place. There's only one source, universal intelligence, that put everything here for us to use. So let me not be the one who tries to recreate what's already been done. And let each of us grow to our potential, symbiotically work with each other together, and make this place what it was supposed to have been in the first place. Wide open, unfettered, and available. Because that's really what's here already. There are lots of problems, and we won't be able to solve them in my lifetime. But I can work with each of us and honor diversity as I go through my little journey. Madam Table Topic Master.
topics contestant is Kathleen Sykora. Diversity. Diversity, Kathleen Sykora.
Diversity. Diversity is one of the most important concepts that we have to wrap our heads around today. There is so much animosity between people. We need diversity. We need diversity because we are all one people, and because we need to be different in our own unique way. Now that sounds like a dichotomy. How can we be all one people and then be different? But we can. And diversity is how we do it. We be all one people. We're all one. We all come from the same DNA, from way back in the Neanderthals. We're all one. We're all human beings. We all have a heart. We all have a brain. We have eyes to see, ears to hear, senses to feel. And yet, every single one of us is like a snowflake. Individual, unique, special. And you have a purpose for being here on this planet.